When we want to get more information about a top model, we simply have to click. For example, this beautiful car shows us on the left side some photos of the GLE. On the right side, we can see the video showing the outside part of it. We can close. We can see the URLs. We do have images on the left side and a text that's showing the description. We have this button of $300,000 that is taking my attention here when I see, and I can buy it if I have money, and one of these payment methods is available for me. I can simply use, all of them are available, so I can simply use one of them. The Range Rover Velar has the same idea, left images and right small description with text. We have for Lexus the video, the images. I really like the design of this car. Jeep Cherokee OK, mainly for the 2021 version because it's so beautiful. This pop-up is not going to be made like so easily. We're gonna spend time, and I'm going to be explaining in small details as I usually do. We have the left side with two images. We have the right side with its content also. Let's see, for Tacoma, we do have image right here. This is 4x4, and it's good for terrains with excess of sand. What are we going to do is to simply go to our project, collapse this footer. The section of pop-up can be technically anywhere in your page. You can put it here, 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 or any other place, because at first it's not going to be visible, and our actions are going to make it be really visible. This is not a section that we want to show when our user opens our web page. That's not what we want. So let's start with the section and say this is gonna be pop-up. Pop-up. P-O and U are really letters next to each other. Sometimes I'm going to make some mistakes, and I do know that. This is not a... This can be simply a div, but I'm going to treat it as a section. In this section, I'm going to have... I don't want to see what action is. Pop up. The first is going to take a specific ID because it's for the GLE. ID pop-up GLE. I have the pop-up content, where I have the left content of my pop-up. And I do have the pop-up content, right content. We can actually start making the insertion of images right here, but that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to the right side and start making the insertion of that X that we have on that is used to close the pop-up. I'm going to say and times, because this is the symbol of timing arithmetic operator. I'm going to say class is pop-up close. Nice. Going to start with my h2 class heading secondary view margin bottom small is utility class bottom small, because you can see that we have this space right here, so I'm just adding right now, for example, A, B, C, D. This is going to be the text. I'm going to start with the Lamborghini euros that takes a text, so I'm going to say buy these euros now, buy these euros now, I'm going to have pop-up text, simply copy, paste. Good. Next, I have that div that says our user is going to buy pop-up buy. I'm simply going to have anchor tag goes to nowhere. That's button green, button green. Let's put the price $300,000. We have the payment services image, the source is inside of the image, home, payment services. We start with PayPal. Alternative text, I'm going to say PayPal payment service is accepted. Go down. After PayPal, I have American Express. I'm going to change for American Express, which is Expresso Americano in other language. Visa. I'm going to say Visa. Payment is accepted. Ethereum. So we say Ethereum, also accepted. Finally, we have the Bitcoin, and we can say Bitcoin payment services is accepted. After this, we really don't have nothing else in our structure. On the left side, we have the images for our cars. So let's simply put a text saying images go here, just to have the structure. Let's actually save this. We're going to create our component. This is going to be popup CSS. Let me go to my main. Where are you? Popup is after the model. Popup, save. I'm going to put my popup on the right side, and that's nice. Let's actually go and check how it's looking right now. This is not our last version. This is what we have. Well, this structure is so bad. We have big icons. Whoa, we can't see what's on the left and right. We simply see that yes, images go here, and the X that we have placed on the right side is here. Okay, before I even show you the payment services and much stuff, what I am going to do is to simply take this and ignore. I'm going to treat as a block level comment, and this pop-up by should be placed inside of the right, because here is where it stays, on the right part of our pop-up. I'm going to treat as a block level comment, ignore this, and here also I'm going to treat as a block level comment. I'm going to say what? Text and video go here. Now it's much better. Let's start to format. We are going to start with our creation and selecting our pop-up, because our idea is to first give this blur background that we have, because this is what appears first before our pop-up. So this blurred and transparent background, it's not our pop-up right here content, and we can make that before even working with the left and the right side. To make that, we're going to select our pop-up class, which is this one. We're going to say that the width is equal to 100% and make the height be equal to 100 of the viewport height. We're gonna put its position to be fixed, because when we scroll you can see that the blur doesn't go away. Yes, so the position is gonna be fixed always. And we're gonna set it to top 0 and left 0, or you could have said right 0. Let's put a background color. The color is simply RGB, a color black with some transparency, some 7%, and save. Let's see how it looks like. I want to have my main here and go to my project. Here you can see this is starting to get that effect that we want, but still not. Let's put some kind of blur. For that we're gonna be using the backdrop filter that exists. It's a property, so WebKit backdrop filter. We're gonna say that we want to have some blur of 10 pixels. Duplicate this and remove the WebKit. Saving. Let's see. Very good. Do you see things are getting how we want? Let's simply remove a bit of this transparency because it's so dark and I believe it's not so beautiful. Now it's much lighter. Very good. Make it invisible. So visibility is gonna be hidden, and opacity, let's put it to 0. We don't want to have in our screen. Nice. Seems like we don't have that section, but the section is here. We simply don't see because we applied the CSS. Nicely done. Nextly, let's focus on our content that contains the pop-up. Our content is this one, pop-up content. Hover and you're gonna see. Do you see that all the content is centralized? When you click here, this is on the center. So what we can do is simply have its position set to absolute. How the parent element has a position defined, that's okay. We don't have to say the parent, which is pop-up, needs to have a relative position. It's fixed, it's a position, it's gonna work. From top, we want it to be 50%, left 50%, translate, that's what we have to do, minus 50% on the left, on the X direction, and minus 50% on the Y direction. Let's simply give a width, I can say 50%, and I'm going to define a height of some 50 rem. Background color can be this one. We want to have the structure of where our pop-up is gonna be located. Still not. Save here and here. Okay, we still can see that pop-up position is absolute top left, width, height, but we have the background color. This is pop-up content. Let me make sure that it's well written. Pop-up content, yes. Position absolute top. Translate, yes. Yes, I can see nothing here bad. So let me make sure that everything in my page is inside. Okay, pop-up GLE. This is not GLE, this is for the Lamborghini Euros, but don't worry. Okay, we have this content. The content is there, but we can't see. Of course, we can't see because we put the visibility hidden and opacity set to 1 right here. So let's go and make it commented. Now we must see. Nice. Here is where we have our structure. I'm actually going to reduce it to some 300 pixels of height. And yes, here is where we're going to work. Our pop-up comes in this place. We have to define the total width. If you put these side by side, you're gonna see that that one is wider. So I'm going to place some 75 pixels. Have a box shadow of some 0 to rem, for rem, RGBA, color black, 0.2 of transparency. And yes, we can now check. Very good. Let me simply give a background color of color white. Now that we have defined these, we can work with the left part and right part definition. Let's come to our left. It's going to have a width. I'm going to start with some 30% and define the height to be 100%. Then the background color. It can be this one. I'm going to save and see. Nice. But where the images go is here, and I don't see it having a good width. So let me increase more. 40% is much better, and I'm going to have 60% to the right side. So let me update here to 40%. On the right side, I'm going to do basically the same thing, right? But the width now is gonna be 60%. And I'm going to display these two elements as table cells so that they become a part of a table, and each individually is a cell. Therefore, I'm going to consider this content right here as a table. This one is going to be a cell. This one is also going to be a cell. For that, I'm going to say display as table. I'm going to have right here my display as a table cell. And this one is also going to be displayed as a table cell. I'm going to change this color to any that I get here as recommendation. It can be aqua. I simply want to build my structure. Here we have images go here, and text and video go here. That's perfect. We actually have the structure of where our content is gonna be, and I'm happy for that. What we can start doing is simply add some padding just to the right, because we see that our text can't really start from here at the top. So we can start giving some padding of 1 rem and 5 rem on the horizontal side. Let's save this, go and check. Now it's much better. I'm going to continue on the next lecture, so